Hi, I'm Bernice Rulin. I'm a Pampered Chef independent consultant in the United States. And today I'm going to show you how to make a lemon blueberry cake in our Rockcrok. And this time we're making it in a microwave instead of an oven. So first of all, we're going to start with our classic bowl. I've got 3 eggs in here that you're just going to whisk together. I've already kind of got them started. Interest of time. And then we're going to add the juice of 2 lemons. And you can use our citrus squeezer for that. And if you don't have fresh lemons, you can use 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, so that's getting mixed in there nicely. Next ingredient we're going to add is looks like a 1/4 cup. I got that right, a 1/4 cup of some olive oil. And we are going to mix that in until blended. Okay. Now I've got my classic scraper, which is going to work out perfect for this. Just going to scrape in about 3/4, well not about, but 3/4 cup of sour cream. I don't have too many ingredients in this, in our cake, and so it only going to take us a few minutes to whisk everything together. I just like to make sure that the ingredients are incorporated as I add them. Okay, this looks really good, doesn't it? Nice and creamy. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to add a teaspoon of poppy seeds. And if for any reason you don't like poppy seeds, you can just eliminate them. They add a nice little flavor, and they actually add a nice little color to our dish. Now we're going to make our lives easier, so this does become a quick cake. We're just going to use a store-bought yellow mix. Got it cut open here. And we're just going to pour that in, and we're just going to continue the mix it in. Probably would slowly pour it in and kind of incorporate it into the liquids. You're going to see it's not going to take too long to put this together. Yep, it's looking good. Looking good. Our classic mixing bowl is large. It is 8 cups, which is nice for a recipe like this. Gives you a little extra working room, especially as I'm starting to add the entire mix in here. You know, our Rockcrok collection is wonderful. It really, if you are looking to invest in only maybe one item or a collection of items, it would be the Rockcrok. You know, the Rockcrok is wonderful. I'm actually just going to switch over now to my scraper because I can kind of feel a little bit of tension there with my my whisk. The whisk was nice to get it started, but sometimes the batter starts to get thick, and then you know you could actually break your whisk. But back to the Rockcrok. It's very versatile. You can put it. You can start on the stovetop and brown your chicken. You can put it in the oven. You can put it under the broiler. You can put it in the microwave. You can put it on the grill. You can also use it in our slow cooker as you know, one of the insets into it. You can put it in the freezer. You can put it in the refrigerator. You can put it in the dishwasher if you want to do that. So, oops, got a little bit of cake batter there on the table, but that's okay. It's not too bad. So it really is the perfect cookware if you don't want to have a larger collection, if you really just want maybe one collection that really does it all, I would recommend Rockcrok because it really does do it all. Okay. Go. Batter is ready. Looking really nice. Really, really nice. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to use my, move things around here a little bit. I am going to use my everyday Rockcrok. And the everyday is kind of what it sounds. It's the smaller one of the collection. It would fit like 3 large pieces of chicken in it, a nice size cake that we're going to make. You know, very versatile, and it is every day, so it's one of those things you could take out every day and make a meal. So it's a little bit smaller than the other ones. I've already oiled this just in the interest of time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put our batter in there. It's a very beautiful batter. And we're going to top it with some blueberries. Blueberries are always nice to have. And then we're going to put it in the microwave, and you can cook it in the microwave between 9 and 10 minutes. I think I'm going to put mine in for 9 minutes this time. Last time I made the cake, it was between 9 and 11, and I left it in for 11. And it was still it was a really good cake, but I had just kind of wondered if I just went a little lower with the minutes, what that would do to it. So it's a little bit of an adventure there, trying to figure out, I think, the right minutes. But I think it's a fun adventure because you get to enjoy a nice cake. Now what we're going to do is just going to finish this off here. I'll take another scraper here just to kind of finish this off a little bit, get as much of the batter as we can. Smooth this out, and then I'm going to show you how this looks before I do anything else. Okay. So there's our batter. It looks really nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some blueberries on top of it. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to put it in the microwave for 9 minutes. Then I take it out, and I'm going to take the lid off of it. That's per the instructions. Take the lid off of it and let it sit for 10 minutes before serving, and then you can make a nice blueberry topping for it, or you could really do any type of topping if you wanted. But I think adding some blueberry sauce or some blueberries on top would make a nice touch. So here I have roughly a 1/2 cup of blueberries, and I probably am actually being a little bit generous there, and I think one just rolled on the floor. So it's probably a good thing that I brought a few extras with me. Yeah, probably it calls for like a 1/2 cup, but I think you have to use your judgment a lot. So I have a little bit more than a 1/2 cup, so we'll see what that comes out like. I'm going to put it 9 minutes in the microwave. I'm going to put the lid on it. Just like that. I'll put it in the microwave for 9 minutes. I'll take the top off, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then it's ready to serve. So when I'm ready to serve up a slice, I will let you know. So I have just placed the Rockcrok Everyday Pan in the microwave. It's ready to go. Got the lid on it. I'm going to shut the door, and then I am going to cook it for 9 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out. I'm going to remove the lid, and I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes before we serve it. Okay, we are making our blueberry lemon cake in our everyday Rockcrok. I had it in there for 9 minutes. The buzzard has rang. Let's see what we got. Carefully we'll remove the lid. What do you think? What do you think? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good to me. Now my directions says to leave this sit for 10 minutes. That way it'll finish cooking, and then we will be able to serve it. So the topping calls for a half a cup of blueberries. I had slightly more than a half a cup, but you know, we'll have to see if more is needed on the top, or possibly just when we serve it, we'll make sure that we have that really nice blueberry topping. So I can't wait for this 10 minutes to be up so we can enjoy it. Last night I microwaved our lemon blueberry cake, and this morning I am getting ready to serve it. You could serve it warm if you'd like. However, I made it last night. I let it sit for 10 minutes with the lid off. I let it cool, and then I just stored it overnight with the lid on the countertop. It smells wonderful. It's got a very nice, bright, fresh lemon aroma in the house, and it just smelled just so wonderful when we were baking it in the microwave, which is a new experience for me, quite honestly. Now, topping a cake is always a lot of fun. I always top it when we're serving it to keep everything fresh, and it's also fun to let people top it how they would wish to enjoy their dessert also. So I'll talk a couple of different ways you could serve this. First, I'm going to use my citrus press, and I'm just going to juice a little bit of a lemon. One of the things I always do with any kind of citrus is I always roll it before I'm going to actually juice it. It definitely seems to help. So what I have is my Pampered Chef citrus press. It's got some generous holes in there, but it also helps prevent those seeds from falling through also. So I'm going to take I took a lemon and I already quartered it. And then what I just do, you just put it so the lemon side is down. As you can see, like that, just very simply. And then I got my juicer here. Yeah, let's see, you can see that beautifully. Yeah. It's very, very easy, very quick to do. Okay. And if a little bit of juice ends up on the top of the lemon, just turn it sideways. There we go. Simple. Very, very simple. Okay, so now I almost see the pulp coming through, so now I'm good. I am not going to juice anymore. So what could you do? I'm going to take a little different approach. I purchased a blueberry fruit spread. You could use jam, you could use anything you wanted. And I got a little dish here. One thing that I like to do is just shake a little powdered sugar on a dessert. I think it makes it just makes the plate look a little prettier. And again, you always want to do this when you're ready to serve it, because obviously this will start to soak into the cake. But it just makes it pretty. And even from there, you could just put a couple blueberries on top of it and just call it a day. You know, you could make it really simple, just a really fresh look also. Because not everybody likes, not everybody likes a lot of frosting or a lot of sweetness added to their dessert. So I think this one is a fun one where you can kind of do different things with it. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to take a little bit, make sure you can see this. I'm just going to take a little bit of this blueberry jam. Just going to put it in this little bowl here. Just going to give it a little stir, just to start breaking it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of my lemon juice, my fresh lemon juice to it. What you're going to do is you're going to bring in the lemon flavor from the cake into your topping. It's always nice, if you can, is to bring a little bit of those ingredients from your dessert into however you're topping it. And now you got to kind of decide, how do you want your topping? This one is a little chunkier. It's not real thin, and you might be okay with that. Okay. Some people will actually put more of the lemon juice in and actually add some of the powdered sugar to balance off the sweet and the sour flavor. I prefer not to do that. That's just my preference. So what I would do is just add a touch of water to thin it out a little bit more. And you know, you can, and I may have thinned it out a little bit more than you might like. It's hard to say. Oops, I spilled a little bit of it. But the nice part is you can always play around with it a little bit. You know, I want to make it a little bit more of like a glaze or a drizzle, a little bit more like that. But obviously there's no right way or wrong way to top this cake. It's going to just be awesome. So what I'm going to do here, let's see, can you see it? I'll just bring this back a little bit more so you can see it. You see a little bit how the blueberries came down into the cake. And I'm sure we could really play around with this a little bit, and there's a lot of opportunities with what we could do. But I'm just going to drizzle this on. I like a drizzle. Again, it's just my personal preference. I like a thin glaze. And the nice part with this blueberry spread that I got, you actually have some chunks of blueberries in it. So that's definitely one of the ways you could top it. I've got a few blueberries here. You know, it's always fun to have a little bit more. We only put, I went a little generous, probably a little bit, like a little over half a cup on the top. So I definitely would want to make sure that when I'm topping it, I'm going to add more blueberries to it. I probably would do this more at the end, just so the blueberries get a little bit of that powdered sugar on it also. But again, quick to make. Microwaved it for 9 minutes. Let it sit for 10 minutes to finish cooking. You could serve it warm if you wanted to. I let it sit overnight. It came out of the pan very nicely for me. And then you can really serve it with any kind of topping. You could probably put like a little scoop of ice cream next to it. You could do a whipped topping. I think really the options really are endless on, you know, how you would serve this and to your preference and to your guest preference. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's very easy to make. And again, I made it in my Rockcrok everyday pan. I did not use the Dutch oven. I used the smallest of the pans of the Rockcrok collection, and it came out perfect. I hope you enjoy it.